I really wanted to ask you about, let's say there's some guys out there that really want to be personal trainers. They're looking at you, they see that you've completed the end goal of like successful personal trainer that now owns his own gym, you know, and the world's your oyster. How do they get started? Obviously they need to get qualified, but like how did you get your first clients? Like how did you go about saying, okay, I'm going to prove to people that I can get them in the shape they want to be in?
Yeah, okay, it's a really good question. And there's probably a few answers to it. One around kind of psychology, and one more around just, you know, the kind of physical appearance that I built. The interesting thing is that I qualified as a personal trainer 20 years ago. And I actually did what most personal trainers do, is I quit after a year of doing it because I couldn't make any money. Because I valued myself as being £7.50, £10 an hour. In fact, I once worked in a hairdresser's for £10 for a day, a full day work, right? So that was how I saw my value. So then when I had to charge people 30, 40, £50 an hour, you know, I was getting paid 10 quid an hour to work a door. It seemed like so much. And I didn't have the confidence to do it. I didn't essentially have the confidence to sell myself as an entity because I saw it as such a big, big thing, right? So then I went on a journey, and I actually read a book called The Game by Neil Strauss, which, have you heard of it before?
Yeah, it comes up all the time. Obviously in the field that I'm in, everybody brings that up.
Okay, so there we go. So I read this book, The Game, about seducing women. And the interesting thing was I inadvertently learned a lot about psychology through it. I learned how to build rapport with people, things like Keno. So having a chat with somebody and taking them from one position to another created something called a false time constraint, which actually made them feel like they'd been with you for longer. So I get a client in a gym, I have a quick chat with them, let's go into the other room, we'll do measurements. So I take them into the other room, and now I'm in control of the whole scenario. So they're starting to inadvertently put trust in me. And then as I'm talking to them, lots of taps on the arms, obviously not looking at it, but tapping them on the arm, building Keno so they feel more comfortable. And I think this is a really powerful tool, especially when you work in a city like, say, London. You know, there's that saying, isn't there? Surrounded by people but feeling alone.
Yeah.
You work in the city of London, nobody touches each other. I know it sounds a bit weird, but nobody touches each other. Nobody really engages. You're surrounded by people, but there's no connection. So when you're in a gym and you actually just tapping somebody in the arm, giving them a pat on the back, making them feel human, it's amazing the level of rapport that builds. And then I realized that, you know what, it's very much about just creating value. So some personal trainers would say, I'll never give away a free session. Terrible idea. It's all about building rapport. You know, you get reciprocate. That was really poorly articulated, but basically it's kind of, you're giving to get. You're building rapport. You're giving somebody a free taste of what you do, and then naturally they're likely to reciprocate by signing up onto a session. But also it's about getting into the psychology and making sure that you know that person's real reason for going on a plan. If somebody wants to do a weight loss plan, it's a guy. He doesn't want to lose 5 kilos because it's good for his health. You know this. All our First Man viewers will know this. The guy wants to lose 5 kilos because he feels uncomfortable in his own skin. He doesn't want to take his top off. If he ever does meet a girl and he's in his boxer shorts, he feels uncomfortable. He might be having back issues. I mean, there's so many different things, so many different reasons why the guy wants to lose that 5 kilos. And you've got to peel away at the layers, and you've got to be able to smell the BS. So when someone says, oh yeah, because I just want to be healthier. Okay, right. Why do you really want to lose the 5 kilos? You know what? Because I went playing with my 4-year-old son the other day, and I picked him up my back. Right, we're getting to something now. We're getting to more emotion.